Yo, what's up YouTube? This is the Almighty Croak with you, and today we're back with another video for the NBL. We are currently 6-2, if I remember correctly, yeah. And today we're going to have a match against Carlos. My team is going to be Nidoking, Milotic, Chandelure, Gliscor, Breloom, and Tyranitar, and my opponent's team is going to be Ludicolo, Togekiss, Hippowdon, Excadrill, Florges, and Pinsir. So I noticed that my Nidoking does a decent job on my opponent's side of the team. And without further ado, let's begin this battle. So I decide to lead off with my Nidoking because, like I said, whatever it could do, whatever my opponents can bring in, my Nidoking can counter it. And he decides to lead off with Pinsir. So I decide to go for a Thunderbolt because either expecting the Mega Evolution or something to come in. And here comes the Togekiss. So I'm able to get a decent amount of damage on the Togekiss with this Thunderbolt. And my Nidoking is Scarfed, by the way. So right here I was expecting him to switch back into Excadrill, which is why I brought back my Breloom. But instead he decides to stay into Togekiss, which kind of screwed me over. So now my Breloom is at a sash already, and I'm like, I don't want to stay in. So I withdraw and I go into my Milotic to take on incoming Air Slash, since I don't want my Nidoking to take any damage. And he goes for the Air Slash. It does quite a bit of damage, but not too much on Milotic since I'm invested in special defense. And now, expecting the switch, I go for Scald, hoping for a burn on whatever comes in. And here comes the Ludicolo. So I'm able to get a Scald off. Scald lands, but I do not get the burn, unfortunately. And I'm like, I don't want to stay in with my Milotic. He might go for a Giga Drain, so I decide to go into my Chandelure. And he actually predicts this and goes for a Scald, and it's going to do a decent amount, actually a lot of damage to my Chandelure. Not a decent amount, but a lot of damage. Tons of damage. And I don't know why he withdrew his Ludicolo and went into Florges, and I was expecting the switch. So I went for a Pain Split with my Chandelure, since I have a special set of Chandelure. My set is Substitute Pain Split. So now I'm gonna go for a Substitute, as he's gonna go for a Moonblast. And the Moonblast is enough to get rid of my Substitute, which I did not expect since Moonblast is resisted. But I go for a second Substitute. And right here he goes for a Toxic. So the Substitute saved my Chandelure from being poisoned. And now I'm able to go for a Pain Split again, chunking off a lot of HP from this Florges and recovering a lot. And he goes for a Moonblast again, which is gonna get rid of my Substitute. Now I'm like, I don't need to go for other substitutes. It's not gonna be good enough. So I'm like, I'm gonna go for a Flamethrower. And it does a lot of damage to Florges, since Florges are known to be especially defensive bulky. Now he goes for Moonblast, and I'm able to take the hit. And now I'm gonna take the KO on the Florges with my Chandelure with the Flamethrower. So Florges goes down, and right here he brings in, well, I take Life Orb damage, and now he brings in his Pinsir. Obviously he's going to Mega Evolve and go for a Quick Attack, since Quick Attack becomes a flying move with Mega Pinsir because of Aerialate. So he's going to be able to take the KO on my Chandelure. Honestly, I should have withdrawn and went to buy Gliscor. I didn't think of it at that time. But Chandelure goes down, and now I bring in my Tyranitar. I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for Rock Slide from the start. I could have gone for Dragon Dance, but I decided it would be better to go for Rock Slide. And he goes for a knockoff, I don't know if he was expecting the Mega Tyranitar or not, but maybe he was expecting a Lumberry or an Assault Vest Tyranitar. And I go for Rock Slide, and I miss my attack. Like right here. If there was one occasion to get rid of this Pinsir, it was right now, and this Tyranitar. So now he's able to go for a close combat and lands the KO on my Mega. So I'm already 2 Pokemon down. And I go into my Nidoking. He's expecting the Thunderbolt, so I'm like, I'm gonna go for a Sludge Bomb, expecting the Togekiss to come in, but instead he goes into Hippowdon. So Hippowdon's gonna take this Sludge Bomb relatively well, and I withdraw. I know he's gonna set up rocks, so I'm like, I'm just gonna send in my Breloom even if it's gonna die. And my Breloom is gonna get KO'd because of the Sandstorm. So this Tyranitar has only been a liability in this match so far. And now I can bring in my Nidoking and switch the move he's gonna do. So right here I'm expecting him to switch out to, I forgot which Pokemon. Anyways, I went for the Ice Beam, because if he wanted to bring in Pinsir or Togekiss, it would have done some damage, or the Excadrill, it was neutral. But now with Ludicolo here, I decide there's no other way. I have to bring in my special defensive wall. I don't want my Nidoking to take any hits from the Ludicolo. Although I should have stayed in. I misplayed so hard this game when I realized it after rewatching it. Oh well. And I go for a Scald. I'm hoping for the burn on the Ludicolo so that it cancels out his residual damage, his residual recovery, as he goes for a Toxic. So now I take Toxic damage. Let's go for Scald. I get a crit, but I do not get the burn, unfortunately. And now he goes for Rain Dance. He's able to activate his Rain Dish ability now, so he's going to get even more recovery, as I get even more chunk of my HP from my Melodic. So Toxic damage is starting to rack up. And I go for a Scald right now, because I don't want to switch out, and with the Rain it should do more damage. But we see this Ludicolo is very bulky on the specially defensive side. Now he goes for Giga Drain. And with Rain Dish, he gets more health back. So right here I'm like, okay, this is the last chance for my Melodic to be able to get a Scald off. Please get the burn. And still no burn. I get a second crit though, but it's not what I wanted. So now my Melodic is going to go down to Toxic damage this turn. After recovery and Toxic, my Melodic goes down. Majestica. And I decided to bring in Nidoking right here. And I was expecting to switch because he knew I was going to go for Sludge Bomb, so I'm like, he's definitely going to go into Excadrill. So I went for a Nerf Power, and honestly it was a very risky move, but it ended up paying so well. The reason Earth Power was risky is because he still has Pinsir and Togekiss in the back, which are 2 Pokemon that are immune to Earth Power. But anyways, I'm able to get Nerf Power on the Excadrill, and Excadrill goes down. So now Ludicolo comes back in, and I don't want to stay in because I'm locked into Earth Power. So I go into Gliscor. Gliscor will not be able to take any special attack that the Ludicolo is going to do, especially Scald and the Rain. Gliscor is not going to appreciate it, so Gliscor goes down. The reason I switched out my Nidoking is because it's Scarf, and I wanted to switch the moves. So right here, Nidoking comes back in, and now I go for a Sludge Bomb. I was hoping for the KO, but Ludicolo's bulk allows it to survive. And my Nidoking is able to survive a Scald. Good thing it wasn't in the rain or else I would have lost there and then. But now I'm able to go for another Sludge Bomb, and Ludicolo goes down. Now he's going to bring his Pinsir for a quick attack. And this is going to be game. GG to my opponent. It was a really good match. I misplayed really badly. Well, I had a bunch of misplays in this game and you outplayed me. So kudos. And thank you guys for watching. If you like my video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.